What's going on, Jeromes? Happy Tuesday out there, everyone, everywhere. It's today's live stream, Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. Central Time, Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, although I might take Friday off. So, programming note, let's see here. Next Monday through Wednesday, we're taking actually we may take the whole week off because headed to an undisclosed location, getting the F out of Dodge for a little bit. It's gonna be good times. Now we will still be doing videos. We'll do a couple things pre-recorded. We'll go through like training camp battles, as well as if there is breaking developments, we'll be there. Hopefully the internet connection is strong. No 5G. And they'll be updating as we've done, because I don't know, every summer I'm always opposed to going on vacation. Just not anything to do with the stream or the channel. Just like I'm not really a vacation guy, right? I really love routine. I really love the grind. I really love getting after it. But I don't know. Like I feel like the whole cliche about you want to retire when you're 30 and then just spend your days on a beach drinking margaritas with pretty senoritas. I feel like that would get tiresome after a while. Once your liver it starts pickling from all that rail tequila, as well as you get diabetes from the triple sec and the cheap margarita mix. You get sunburn. Well, I don't sunburn, but you gringos will get sunburned. Yeah, it just get old after a while. Anywho, so no stream next week, but we'll finish out this week. Maybe not Friday. I don't know. We'll do lots of things. Live chat, you guys are the best. Thanks for coming along. You guys are rock stars. If you catch us on demand, you're cool too. As well as the first line in the description, it's a link to our other channel, Football News Today. Basically, it's the overflow. When we want to talk about like macro NFL topics, we'll pop a video up over there. So subscribe. Almost up over 2K subs there. So we're coming along. It's good times. All right. So today's live stream add-on question was, what is the best movie theater snack? So movie theaters, movie theaters are in trouble right now, but movie theaters back in the day, the large majority of the revenue does come from concessions, just because of the high margins on it, where it is absolutely ridiculous. Mainly, a lot of theaters don't care that you smuggle in a bottle of water or candy that you got at the dollar store. A lot of places don't care, because a lot of their money is made off of fountain soda or pop, if you're from Minnesota, as well as popcorn, because you ain't sneaking popcorn in, right? That'd just be weird. So, I mean, that's a dirty little secret. They don't care. Like they don't care that you sneak in your own Mike and Ike's or Sprees or bottle caps or whatever. But yeah, I mean, movie theater candy, it's a rip-off. Also, it's kind of a fun game, right? In winter in Minnesota, it's really easy to sneak candy into theaters, but then you have to get creative. Like in summer, when everyone's in shorts and flip-flops and tank tops, and you're just like, okay, what do we do? Dun, 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 dun. This is where you pull the, the movie theaters are always cold, so someone wears a hoodie. Like, strategery. Yeah, but for me, you can never go wrong with just popcorn. Like, I'm a big popcorn guy. We do a family movie night every week, either on Friday or Saturday, and we always pop up a ton of popcorn. So now we've done it a couple ways. We do the old skillet, a little bit tablespoon of oil, kernels, and you like shake it, almost like a homemade Jiffy Pop. So we do that. But what we like doing is, so we have an air popper, right? So now most people get the air popper so that they can have popcorn without all the butter and grease and oil, except that's the good stuff, right? So we'll air pop into like just this big container, and then melt down a full stick of butter. Just get it all in there. Get some of the really thin popcorn salt. And get in all the nooks and crannies. Shake that mother up and just like go to town. Win the day. I don't know. There's just something about popcorn, especially theaters, like a jabroni-ass summer, a blockbuster action movie that the dialogue is crap, but the special effects are great. You know that there's going to be a chase scene at the end, but you're still in or whatever, and you're just like elbow deep in the bag of popcorn. Plus, you get the full-on like diesel Coke. So the hierarchy of Coke. So I don't drink a lot of soda, as we've established on here, but there's just something about movie theaters. Right. The hierarchy of Coke is so the Mexican Coke in a glass bottle, like McDonald's fountain Coke, as well as just like fountain Coke in general. Then you get into like glass bottle and then can, blah, blah, blah. But there's just something about going to the movie theater, especially the ones that got the self-serve, and then just going to town. You got the full-on diesel Coke. Like you realize that this is like 300 grams of sugar. Don't care. I'm going to watch the new Amy Adams movie. Shit. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Diving on in. Josh Newman. The one I smuggled in my hoodie is the best snack. Yeah, it's always good. I feel like that's a tradition unlike any other. On the way to the theater, stopping at the dollar store or like the gas station, just getting the candy. Yeah. World War II General Vince Vaughn. The Peter King TCO interview at first was cool, but then made me almost shed a tear because of how ridiculous these times are. I can't believe this is the world we're living in now. Well, is what it is. We got to live with a stupid thing until we beat its ass, make a vaccine. Yeah, I can't wait for all the anti-vaxxer parents when the coronavirus vaccine is there. They'll be like, well, okay. Charlie Boltman. Well, I won't say that I'm anti-vaxxer. I do understand some of their points, although a lot of their source material is either celebrities as well as a paper written by a discredited doctor many years ago. But what we do with our kids, so we get all the vaccines, except we space them out because I just feel like getting everything at once, just like a big old cocktail of like all these vaccines, probably not good. But also, I'd rather run the chance of 0.00001% chance of autism, if that's even applicable, rather than my kid die of measles. Like, we beat measles ass for a reason, man. All right, Charlie Boltman. Here's my favorite player. He's my favorite player, but was Randy Moss, big game choke artist, a touchdown drop at the NFC Championship, no show in the 2000 NFC Championship playoff, disappearing at 6-0 Patriots. I'd have to look more into it. I believe Randy did catch a touchdown in the NFC Championship game, though. All right. PFR, Vikings, Falcons. Everyone no-showed in the 2000 game, so I sort of give Randy a pass there. 20. NFC Championship, there we go. All right, so Randall Mohos. So Randy was targeted. So Randy Moss had six catches for 75 yards and a touchdown on 13 targets. I don't remember the drop, but also I haven't really revisited that game. But like maybe I should. I do remember that Matthew Hatchett somehow caught a touchdown in that game where it's just like, huh, what, huh, and no Jake Reed. It sucks. Everything sucks. Next up is Ethan Griffith. Who is the most like milquetoast Kirk Cousins, Joe Flacco or Jared Goff? I would say Jared Goff. Flacco, I feel like Flacco's low-key pretty cool. Like, you could hang out with Joe Flacco. Like, you could crush a 30 rack of Keystone with Joe Flacco. Jared Goff, no. Actually, Kirk's personality to me is most like Russell Wilson's or like J.J. Watt to a degree, where it is just manufactured, like PR savvy. Everything they say goes through 17 focus groups as to not offend anyone, and it's always just the most milquetoast. What's the word? Platitudes. Yeah, there we go. Just like the attitude of platitudes. It's up there. Nate Sanford. Who's your favorite Viking to only play a single season with them? Well, I was going to say Jerome Simpson, except he hung around for like 2 or 3, right? One and done. Sheldon Richardson? I mean, Sheldon is up there. Does Demetrius Underwood count? I guess. Corey Vedvik. Without digging deeper, I probably would say Sheldon Richardson. Yeah. Next up is Luke K. There are rumors about the Washington TBD name paying refs. How do you feel if this is true? Now, I think what happened. So the stupid media idiots all week hyped up this. The Washington story is like, oh, it's really bad. Now, it was an extremely bad story, but also I feel like the media did a massive disservice to those 15 women and their accusations of like, like a lot of people's like, oh, that's it. Because you saw some of the bombastic conspiracy theories involving like Jay Gruden and like human trafficking and like Jeffrey Epstein. And then also one of these came out, was like, oh, they're paying the refs. Like, man, if Washington was paying the refs, like they should demand a refund because they still are garbage. They still never won a playoff game. So, Flying Kite 04. It reminds me of the line. So the 30 for 30 Pony Excess about SMU, the wild, wild west days of like all the boosters paying players in the Southwest Conference. It was 8 teams. And it wasn't Randy Galloway, but it was a Dallas media personality who was talking on the documentary. It's like, you had boosters paying $30,000 to players and then winning 3 games. That's a definition of a loser. I mean, the whole Washington paying the refs thing, that reminded me of that. That's probably my favorite 30 for 30. I mean, that was just really, really good. Also, it made me a quasi SMU fan. SMU. I mean, if we're gonna cheat, game on. We'll cheat the best. People get so uptight and like clutching their pearls about college football and also recruiting violations, like, oh, how dare they? Well, this is what happens. Like, if you don't have an avenue for players to get a slice of this multi-billion-dollar pie that you have, there will be a black market. Players will be paid underneath the table, and frankly, the NCAA seems okay with it. Like, I feel like they very much cherry pick how they enforce. This is a whole nother video. Blake Kettler. Reese's Pieces and a cup of orange soda is my go-to. Who loves orange soda? Blake Kettler loves orange soda. What's your go-to director? Mine are Spielberg and Tarantino. I like most of Tarantino. Spielberg's always great. I like everything Rian Johnson does outside of Star Wars, since I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan to begin with. I actually really like Clint Eastwood. I feel like Clint Eastwood and Ben Affleck are similar directors where the cinematography is always great, as well as it's a very straightforward, like no frou-frou, like J.J. Abrams lens flares. That's why I was like most about movies is storytelling. Antoine. Everything that Antoine Fuqua does, I'm in. I'm absolutely in, because it's usually going to involve Denzel and or Ethan Hawke, so it's always going to be good. Next up is Zach Dragon. What's your favorite movie genre? Also, top 5 TV shows. Favorite movie genre is probably, if you want to get really specific, like heist movies. Like, anytime there's a heist or a submarine involved, I'm in. So, like, heist movies, Heist, Heat, Ocean's 11, all the Ocean's movies, The Italian Job. Basically anything where there's theft involved, I'm in. But like broader movie genre, it's like action comedy. It's always easy to please, right? War movies, always good. Top 5 favorite TV shows. So someone sort of vacillates, but just combining them all together. 1, Breaking Bad. It's pretty easy. 2, Sons of Anarchy. 3, Black Sails. Now, I didn't watch Black Sails until the series was done, but we got like a free 7-day trial of Stars, like on demand, and so I forget what it was. It might have been winter. And I might have been sick, and I just binge watched all 4 seasons. I think there's 4 seasons of Black Sails. It's a great show. It's a really, really good show. Does Band of Brothers count? That's really more of a miniseries than a TV show, so I won't count it. Do you like The Office? Do you like Parks and Rec? Do you like 30 Rock? The show Titus, which was just absolutely, look up Titus with Christopher Titus and Cynthia Watros. It's one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. Patrick Harms, popcorn and a soda. They'll sneak in the Skittles. Eric Anderson, pretzel bites with nacho cheese dip is my go-to. Yeah, we talked about like nachos at a ballpark. They just taste better. Same thing with the movie theater. Like you can get the stale ass chips or pretzel bites, like he said. You got that neon squeezy nacho cheese that comes out of the jug with like the soap dispenser top on it, where it's just like. Next up, Delvin's posting workout vids like a man preparing to play the season. How close to a deal do you think he and the Vikings are? Well, as we say, no news, good news. So I think they're at least talking. Otherwise, you would hear some leaks like, he wants this much, or the team's only offering this much. Yeah, that's how the game's played. Pulford Skull, living outside Nashville, Tennessee. I've been to a lot of Titans games, and they're my AFC team. If you were GM coach, would you rather have Tannehill or Cousins? I think they play very similar styles, but Tannehill seems to keep plays alive more. Thoughts? Well, I mean, yeah, obviously Tannehill's more athletic because he used to be a wide receiver at Texas A&M. It's actually, let's look up Tannehill's jabroni ass sports reference. Also, I forget who his quarterback was at Texas A&M. Was it? I don't even have a good guess right now. Oh, I feel like he wore jersey number 1. Shortish guy, maybe like 5'10". So receiving, man, his first 2 years at Texas A&M, 55, 844, and 5. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let's see who his quarterback was. Oh, Jared Johnson. God, I remember him. Oh, Stephen McGee. Yeah, Jared Johnson was a dude. I think Jared Johnson was like 6'5". Yeah, I don't even think he had a cup of coffee in the league. But yeah, Tannehill's obviously got that athleticism, but I feel like Cousins has more of a track record than Tannehill. Also, even though both are run-first teams, I think that you can trust Kirk Cousins a little bit more than Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, I think Cousins without Dalvin, I think, would do okay. But Tannehill without Derrick Henry, I think, would be just nah. Popcorn, nacho cheese dip after you eat the pretzels. Oh, I didn't even think about that. There you go. So popcorn, in those Christmas tins that you just give to people that you have to get a present for, but you don't really like. The popcorn where it's like the cheese popcorn. You usually got like caramel corn. Sometimes it's red hot popcorn. Those are good. I get a lot of those. B. Woodall. M&M's and popcorn. Yeah, so I agree on the M&Ms and popcorn. So the wife likes like dark chocolate, little chunks put in there. Also, that's her nickname for me, dark chocolate chunk. Also, the daughter likes they're called unicorn chips, but they're just like white chocolate or almond bark. They're just like purple and pink. She likes that. Yeah, salty and sweet definitely works. This may sound stupid, but somehow I like to. So you take that delicious hot butter popcorn and then you put some pork rinds in there, especially the pork rinds that settle towards the bottom of the bag that are like yay big, roughly the size of popcorn pieces. I mean, just mix that in, just get some. Also, how would the perception of Brady change if the Buccaneers were not to live up expectation, not make the playoffs, or disappointing end of the season? I don't think it would change anything. I think you got 6 rings. You've been to 9 Super Bowls, right? I think the legacy is pretty well cemented. It's like with Joe Montana. Like, no one really remembers the Chiefs days, even though I think he took them to the AFC title game once and the playoffs twice. Nick Doroff. Dots. Which player on the Minnesota Vikings still has battles with his Pokemon cards? What does Steve Weatherly? Yeah, Weatherly would have been a good one. Who definitely gets their Pokemon on? Well, I would say Michael Pierce or everything, so I'm not going to say him. I can see Sean Mannion be, or Jake Browning being a full-on like Pokemon addict. Like he's got Pokemon Go still. Like he's the only person who still plays Pokemon Go. Luke K. Since I'm kind of a new college grad, my girlfriend and I just buy candy snacks at Target and put in her purse to save money. It's like $6 for candy, $2 start. Well, hell, everyone does that. Like, even if you're a multi-millionaire, like you don't stay rich by wasting money, right? Like I will. So I get upset when we overpay for things that are clearly being overpaid. So like like even though we're pretty okay, I will still like I will still complain to the wife when God, what was it? It was something really inane. Oh, it was so she got a thing of coconut oil at Hy-Vee or Cub or something like that, where it was like $12 for 16 ounces or something like that. When I was just like, you can get the 32 ouncer at Costco for $8, and I just remember it was like is a difference of $3, as well as like cost per ounce. I'm just like, that still upsets me, and it will forever. Like even if I have $1 billion, that will still upset me. Right. But I would have to go crunch the chocolate crunch thing with Rice Krispies. Yeah, that's really underrated. Packers fans are bandwagons. Cool. Who do you think is the most overrated running back of all time? Also, who would you rather have, Drew Brees or Kirk Cousins? Right now, Kirk. Also, will we ever get to see your old videos again? That's possible. Most overrated running back of all time? Man, could you say Adrian? I don't think you can. Let's see. PFR. Okay. Most overrated running back of all time. Man, there's a lot of them that are extremely underrated. Like Marshall Faulk doesn't get his due. Where I think Marshall. Actually, I was gonna say Marshall Faulk was a better LaDainian Tomlinson. I think the answer might be LaDainian Tomlinson. Because yeah, he was a great dual threat, but I mean, did he ever really carry his team? No. As well as you remember was it the division round or AFC Championship game? When he was sitting on the bench against the Patriots, he's got visor on, coat pulled up. Meanwhile, Phillip Rivers is out there playing on a torn ACL. So, I mean, LaDainian Tomlinson certainly gets the hype because of the massive stats, but also what did he accomplish with them? Yeah. Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith is certainly up there too. Also, we've said that if Adrian doesn't break the rushing record, it'll never be broken, just because of the way that the game is played now, as well as you just don't have bell cow backs for 14 years, as well as Emmitt got to play behind the best offensive line in NFL history, potentially. Yeah, so, man, as much as it's weird to say, Emmitt, LaDainian Tomlinson are up there. I think Jerome Best is a little bit overrated too. Underrated guys: Falk, Edge. Thurman Thomas was a dude, except he played in that big K-gun offense. OJ. Jamal Charles, he's certainly up there in terms of underrated. I mean, Jamal Charles averaged 5.4 yards per carry, which, how stupid is that? Like, if a running back has 1 year where they average over 5 yards a carry, that's like, wow. And Jamal Charles averaged 5.4 for his entire career, which is just insane. Next up is Omar Max. Can you look at this TikTok? About how EA rated Danielle Hunter? I will not use TikTok. because I enjoy my personal information and not giving him to commies. Zach Hazlius. Will the Vikings ever break their championship game losing streak? Well, I mean, they have to win in Jerome Barty, so I'm going to say yeah. Tori Hansen. Oh, also, Livestream, last time we were watching from, give a couple shout outs. I always love doing that. Next up is Tori Hansen. The best movie theater snack is the one I don't pay for because I'm sneaking it in. Yet again, you can never go wrong with buttery popcorn. Yeah, it would be weird to sneak in your own popcorn. Plus, I feel like that crosses over into like Loserville. Like who sneaks in like a bag of Pop Secret in their fake baby bump? Nah, that's just weird. That's just weird, man. But yeah, everyone sneaks in candy. I feel like that's like a given and a badge of honor. Next up is Andrew Hansen. Besides the Minneapolis Miracle, what single Vikings play will you always remember? I will never forget Moss from the Baltimore Williams. Yeah, that one's certainly up there. Let's see, other plays. Man, that was tough. Oh, like you could say the Thursday Night Football, Jared Allen versus Donald Penn sack. Maybe we can show that. Or maybe we'll get kicked off the stream. I don't know. Jared Allen sack. All right, so it's Thursday Night Football. The Vikings got their asses handed to him, by the way. It was Thursday Night Football. Doug Martin scored like 5 touchdowns this game. So what happened, Jared Allen, Donald Penn were just woofing at each other. They've been going at it all game long. Leslie just bumming. So it was a big third down, 3rd and 10. As you can see, the Vikings getting their ass kicked anyway. But I just remember the dome being so loud. I was at this game. I just remember the dome being so loud. It was actually the loudest I think I've ever heard it. Primetime game. Everyone's lubed up. Big time play from on 3rd down. You know, Jared obviously. Oh, this is 2012. Oh, there you go. All right. Just setting up. Like, you know, these two are going to go at it. And eventually we'll see this play. All right. So there it is. Jared ass bottom, top of the screen. Donald Penn. Just getting after it. Splits him. Ooh, down goes Freeman. Down goes Freeman. Yeah. So I'll definitely remember that play forever. A couple shout outs. Let's see here. Jabrisky, skull from Tremplo. What's going on? Ethan Griffith, skull from Maplewood. Up to some good. Purple Rain, skull from Wausau, Wisconsin. Mike Slobodian, skull from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Vikings North. Connor Guter, skull from Brainerd, up Norte. What's going on? Eric Anderson, skull from Moorhead. Patrick Harms, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I was born in Waconia. I got family over at Carver County. Lived in Hamburg until I was 4. Like Hamburg, Germany. Waconia is great too, by the way. It's a great lake. It's a really chill part of the metro. I like it. Preacher Paul is down in Clear Lake, Iowa. Clear Lake's good. But enjoy that. Let's see here. Zach Bell, skull from NoCo. Did you see that AP was given the keys to the NFL Network lineup today and tomorrow? Yeah, I think it's stupid. John Hoffius, skull from Rochester. What's up, Med City? Nicholas Meyer, skull from South Lake Tahoe. Lucky. Eric Hansen, skull from Baseball Capital, Minnesota, Arlington, Minnesota. I don't even know if that's true, but our water tower is a baseball. Well, is it like town ball? Town ball is a big deal. You got like you got like 50-year-old dudes coming in, middle reliever, chucking a couple innings. It's great. Let's see here. Dylan Castle, skull from Pittsburgh, formerly Steel City, now the medical and insurance city. Cody Adams, skull from Kansas City, Missouri. Get some Arthur Bryants. Let's go. Patrick Harms, Austin Cutting has a 26 Madden rating. It's there. Like, why don't they just take long snappers out of the game? It's kind of dumb. Next up is Andrew Hansen. We already answered that one. Charlie Boltman. Did Craig James kill 5 hookers at SMU? I love conspiracy theories. That one didn't really check out, but it's cool to think about. RubeTube review. Oh, so Craig James. I think he ran for office. Maybe he got elected. I don't know. But he used to call college games for ESPN. Also, he was in the controversy when his son, like stupid bitch ass face. He got Mike Leach fired at Texas Tech because he got a concussion, and then Mike Leach made him go sit in a shed, which is the medical tent. Whatever. But there was a rumor going around that Craig James killed 5 hookers when at SMU. The aforementioned Pony XS, like him and Eric Dickerson, were the 2 running backs there. Probably not. But maybe, but probably not. Next up is, what movie have you enjoyed the most this year? So what movie have I seen this year? It's not been a good year for movies, mainly because they press pause on releasing all the good ones because they're like, hey, maybe some people will be in theaters. Best movie I've seen that was new to me this year. "1917." I know that came out last year, except I didn't see it until this year. So that one's really good. Like the full on making it look like it's one continuous tracking shot. It's a great film. Best movie theater snack is from Holiday Gummy Sharks, baby. Gummy Sharks. Hate having kids. Because you get stuff stuck in your head, man. Jerome Jabroni's go from Detroit Lakes, home of... I don't know. I was trying to think of something clever. I couldn't. One Time Mendoza. Skull from the Mitten. That's Wisconsin because it looks like a mitten. Who do you think will have a more impactful season? The Vikings, rookie receivers, or rookie cornerbacks? Probably cornerbacks just because there's more of them. And receivers, like you have Jefferson. I think Osborne's going to be relatively negligible besides return. Popcorn, hot Cheeto mixture is the way to go. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. All right. Can you get like hot cheese, the cheese balls? Because I feel like that would work better. Because with popcorn, if you don't have things that are similar size and shape, then they just all sink to the bottom. Let's see here. Flaming hot cheese balls. Oh, shit, yeah. Flavor shots. Oh, man. Well, what the hell is this? The internet's a weird place. Oh, yeah. There it is. Yeah. Next up is... also a huge pretzel accompanied by a cold beer. Yeah, I do like that theaters have gone more to like the gourmet food route as well as booze, but... It's tough because some theaters, like, they'll serve during the movie where it's just like, okay. As well as, well, if you get a couple of, tall beers in you get a couple of cocktails in you, you're going to have to pee. And that really, really destroys the movie experience. Yeah. Charlie Boltman, best snack option is to bring your own options. 3-part question. Number 1, do you ever find yourself being a massive Vikings fan and Vikings detractor at the same time? Well, never like bashing the team, but I feel like if you're not objectively critical of the team at times, I mean, best part about being a fan, because you give them shit because you want them to do better. Do you think Zimmer has a play not to lose mentality as opposed to a play to win, destroy mentality? Is he a play to 10-6 secure my job type? I think in game he definitely is. You've seen before where Zimmer will get a 10-point lead and just try and salt it away in the second quarter. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Where a thing I do respect about Belichick as well as like some prominent college coaches is that, man, if you get a chance to run up the score, we're going to run up the freaking score, man. Yeah. But what Zimmer will keep pointing out to that game where it was Lions-Cowboys, where the Cowboys were up like 28. I can pull up the box score. I don't feel like it right now. The Cowboys were up like 28, and then Romo kept throwing the ball. He had a couple pick sixes in there. And then Detroit came on back. He was like, aha, you see? No. Lastly, what role do you think Zimmer played in the excess of talent via trade, contract opt-outs, for agency this year? Do you think his supportive players protesting did anything to detract from his role in the exodus? Not sure about that latter part, but I think Zimmer saw that it was time to move on from Linval. Definitely time to move on from Waynes and Xavier. So I think that he was on board with that. Maybe not Everson, but Everson could be back. Actually, sources say could be back as soon as tomorrow. I think he was on board. I don't think it was Spielman being like, hey, we're getting rid of your guys. I think Zimmer was like, yeah. I'll say he's definitely on board with trading Diggs. Woo. Zach Dragon, a bunch of crunch is always my go-to snack at the theater. I feel like there's certain candies that you only get at theaters. A bunch of crunch is one of them. Who are some players you think the Vikings should draft next year? God, it's way too far away. Trey Lance, Rashad Bateman, Penny Sewell, Chuba Hubbard. Get all of them, even though they're all probably going to be first-round picks. Ethan Griffith. Dots or popcorn. Dots in popcorn. Shit. Also, icy is a must for me, no matter the food choice. I never really got into ices. It's probably too late now. I'm old. One icy will probably make me lose my foot. I can't help but think how much easier it would be to get through these times if we just had sporting events to look forward to. Well, there's soccer. Man, I try to be fair to soccer. I tried to get into it. I even picked up English Premier League team. I forget which one it was. I think it was Tottenham. I think it was a Hotspur. But it's tough. It's something that you have to be born with. As well as, I think it's just a cultural thing. Because, man, they've been trying to like instill communist kickball here in the States for 50 years, 40 years. Like, how many of you youngins and oldens grew up playing a soccer league? I did. So I would actually venture to say like people 40 and under probably grew up playing soccer. And so it hasn't taken off. I don't know. Just, yeah. Next up, like, why would you want to watch soccer when you have football and when you have National Football League, American style football, or baseball even, or basketball? Or even hockey. Hockey is just soccer with extra steps. Next up is Jangle Pop Check. Oh, also, so people again, they're high horse and moralize and be like, oh, how can you think about sports at a time like this? Well, if that's your standard, there should never be sports because sports are stupid. Sports are the ultimate in luxury items. They're ultimate in privilege. So, yeah, I mean, well, how could you support sports years ago when 1.5 million people died of tuberculosis in 2018? Sorry, 1.5 million Americans. What about that? I think that everything is just ramped up to 11 because, it's part because everyone just wants to be mad nowadays, recreational outrage and being offended. Like it's almost currency nowadays, as well as election year definitely weighs into that, but I don't know. I think it's all positive news. Like the NBA had 0 positive tests. The NHL had 2 positive tests out of like 2,600. NASCAR is back. They had 20,000 people attend a NASCAR event. Do you know that there are 20,000 NASCAR fans? How crazy is that? Also, all right, so baseball is going to be back on Thursday. And for the Nats, Dr. Freaking Fauci is throwing out the first pitch. Don't you think that's good news? NFL and NFLPA coming together. It's going to potentially cost the NFL $75 million for testing. And then you get the counter argument. Well, if they're spending so much on testing and for stupid sports, and then, why are they taking tests away from other people? Like, who can't get a COVID test right now? Like honestly, the average person can go out and get a COVID test right now. Also, it's not like the leagues are taking these tests for free. I mean, they're paying extremely high dollar for these tests. And guess what that money goes to? Oh, further research and making more tests. All right, so that's what the private market does, where the leagues were going to find a way because there was too much money to lose. So that's what happens, where if there's a profit motive, teams and leagues will find a way to get things done, and also that trickles down into the civilian world. It just does. right? So, oh, this works, that worked, that whole thing worked, and other than that, I have no thoughts on it. Next up is Jangle Pop Check. Butter popcorn is a staple for show. Maybe some sour gummy worms. Woo! Who wins the race, Moss or Tyreek Hill? Granted, Moss in his prime. It's going to be close. 40-yard dash Tyreek, 100-yard dash Randy Moss, because I think his long stride gets the better of Tyreek, if that makes sense. Purple Rain. How many NFL players do you think will opt out due to COVID-19 concerns, assuming there is even a season? I will say next to none. I mean, there's just too much money. There's just too much money. And these players do need this money. Because remember, the 2011 lockout, when there was even the specter of players missing game checks. I mean, players are panicking. I mean, they were taking out loans from their agents. They were doing this. They were doing that. So players will play. Now, there will be a couple of fringe roster guys that will opt out and try to make a political statement and try and get on the soapbox about it. But I will say there will be next to zero prominent players opting out. Also, popcorn drenched in butter with a large Mountain Dew. Gut ache. But it's so good going down. Preach Ball. Hauling it for all of y'all. Definitely popcorn, a bit of a popcorn holic. Not much for candy, but anything chocolate will work. Great show, Andy. That's right. Oakview, there's no argument. Popcorn, come on. Twins have the 5th highest betting average to win the World Series this year. To believe they got a shot. I think they're a team that is built for the regular season. It's awesome that they added Donaldson. I do still worry about their pitching, and especially when you get into a short series, like the playoffs last year. It definitely is more about pitching as opposed to just hitting. But it'd be great to see. Great to see. And I don't even care. Like, put an asterisk next to this one. I don't care. We didn't cheat. The Houston Astros hitting trash cans. Now, also, you notice, I just said we with the Twins. Sometimes I do that. I very rarely say we with the Vikings. I don't know why that is. I don't know. Yeah. Ernesto Esparza, popcorn. Shoot. Kane Russell. If you check out Sports Illustrated Instagram page, they have a post asking about athletes that have immense talent, are productive, but get no recognition. Just thought Harry the Hitman right off the bat. Best movie theater snack, any sour gummy. Sour gummies are also, so like the peach rings. So it's like peach on one side and it's like cream on the other. And sometimes you can get the sour version of that. I mean, yeah, come on. Eric Hansen, best movie theater snack is whatever you can manage to sneak in. Although movie theater popcorn is the bomb diggity, damn straight. On May 7th, he predicted a 14-2 season with losses to Jacksonville and Tampa. Do you feel this way? Why run that? Sure. I'm in. AJ Barnes, me and the wifey go to Dollar Tree and get the exact same candy you get at the theater for way cheaper and stuff it all into her huge ass purse. Aha. See, that's why you start dating or you get married, sneaking things into the theater. Question, what do you think our team's biggest weakness is heading into the season? Probably just the lack of training camp, lack of reps, as well as many young players that are going to have to take on prominent roles. Now, I mean, that could be for the benefit because I think overall there's a ton of talent on this team, but a lot of it is young. A lot of it is unproven. I feel like O-line or cornerback potentially. Well, if they start Elfline a left guard, so there. Dayton Hanson, popcorn and a red icy. Ryan O'Sullivan, milk duds and popcorn. Daniel Langren, a bunch of crunch and sour Skittles. And the best one is chocolate raisins. Yeah, Raisinets are underrated. Like, Raisinets and Thin Mints. Like, when you eat them outside of a movie theater situation, never. Like who's on like a road trip or out fishing or, I don't know, just working in the cubicle. And it's like, you know what I go for? Some Thin Mints. Or no, sorry, not Thin Mints. Those are the candies. Junior Mints. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not clicking that. Sir Meeps a lot. A Dalvin Cook extension would have come to the next week pretty much, but I don't think he holds out into camp. Well, he can't. That means we have 12 million cap space and 3 goes to rookies. So 9 million useful cap plus. Riley Reef is going to take a pay cut of some sort. Well, the rookie is already factored in. Also, it's only the top 51 calculation, so you do have 12 million in cap space. Signed Dennard, maybe. Ron Leary, Griffin, I could see. Trade for Rosen. Probably not at this point. Jason Sage, if I had to pick a favorite besides popcorn, it'd have to be nachos. Nacho, man. Also, if Kirk and his backups were abducted and you could only pick other teams' quarterbacks in the league to replace them, who would take their places? So I'm guessing this means backups. I'll just send Kyle Sluter and just like roll the dice because, hey, it would be great to have Sluter back because we'd have closure. Because if he's terrible, all the Sluter haters can be like, told you. And then we could be like, maybe you're right. But if he's amazing, we'd be like, aha. So he doesn't have to be Schrodinger Sloot anymore. Charlie Boltman, the NBA has had a dozen positive tests. Westbrook, Jokic, Bledsoe are notable ones. They just haven't had one the last week. Daniel Landgren, a dozen. A bunch of crunch is for Daniil Hunter, which he is the crunch for sacking the enemies. The only good movie theater snacks are the ones you don't have to pay a ridiculous price for. Agreed. Carson Cicero's popcorn, Sir Meeps, the Junior Mints, as well as Mo Abdul butter popcorn with pop and some candy, preferably Skittles. Can't go wrong with that. Damn straight. Also can't go wrong with checking out our other channel, Football News Today. It's the first line in the description of the live stream. Go click on that. Meow. Subscribe while you're over there. We're almost to 2K. Let's grow and show that one over there. I'm back tomorrow. Wednesday live stream, 11 a.m. Central Time. Have a great day, Jeromes. You guys are the best. Skull, production value.